You're publicly calling me corrupt.
I publicly called him corrupt many times, Mayor.
It's not nepotism. Look up the word.
I went and looked up the definition for you, Mayor, since your vocabulary seems to be lacking. But
Investigate.
Go back to New Jersey.
Let the man talk. So you got that freedom.
and I hope that they vote you out of office soon. I am formally endorsing Rafael Avila for mayor of Berwyn.
He's an American. He's standing up for what he thinks his rights are. And you know what? I appreciate that. My safety's in danger. Let me sign something. Get you in trouble.
That's exactly what City Administrator Ruth Ciaba Green did. She signed a criminal complaint against me, resulting in my arrest and loss of freedom.
My name is Sean Paul Reyes. I'm an independent journalist and activist. I know you know who I am, Mayor, and I know Ruth Ciaba Green knows who I am.
And I know you live in New Jersey, but go ahead.
I live in New York, actually, so...
Oh, you must go. Okay, fine.
No, Long Island audit, Long Island, New York. Yeah, not New Jersey. Anyway, so November of 2021, I visited this very city hall and I was recording, submitting FOIA requests, investigating the city of Berwyn here of many claims that I've heard of corruption and misconduct by the government officials here. And while I was here outside of this very hallway, right outside Ruth Ciaba Green's office, she confronted me, didn't like the fact that I was recording, even though it is my constitutional right to record government officials in the course of their duty. The Berwyn Police Department got involved, specifically Detective Monaco, Sergeant Volante, and I was subsequently battered by Detective Monaco. He tried to turn off my camera, and I was, just after the battery, I was arrested unlawfully for a felony. When they figured out that the felony, because there were signs all throughout City Hall saying you couldn't record, and they cited a unconstitutional law that was struck down by the Illinois courts. I was arrested for the felony. They changed it. Instead of apologizing while I'm sitting in a cell, we got the law wrong. They said, well, we'll get him for disorderly conduct. And they have Miss Ciaba Green over there sign the complaint. You would be able to see her deposition if she didn't want you to see it, though. She got a court to not be able to release the depositions during the pendency of a lawsuit. So what I have here are 8 months of invoices that I believe that's the city attorney there. Your mayor has hired an outside law firm that represented Tiffany Henyard, the super corrupt mayor in Dalton, Illinois. Birds of a feather flock together. So he has spent tens of thousands of dollars fighting this unlawful arrest. How do I know it was unlawful? Because the court decided it was unlawful and the charges were dismissed. On the day of court, on the day of my trial, I came here to Illinois to answer for these unlawful charges. The mayor was there, Miss Green was there, the officers were there, and they ran. The minute that the judge allowed the camera transparency in the courtroom, they ran away and the charges were dismissed. I subsequently filed a federal lawsuit, and they have paid an outside attorney that represents Mayor Henyard to show you their standards and their ethics to bully me, defend them in this lawsuit, even though they know they are 100% wrong. I did nothing wrong. I was polite, cordial with Miss Green. There was no disorderly conduct. There was no felony eavesdropping. But they're used to this. There's a lot of nepotism in this city. Miss Green's husband, Division Commander Green, has many lawsuits filed against him. Official misconduct, wrongful arrest, excessive force, violation of constitutional rights. That's cost all of you taxpayers over $80,000 in settlements. Not the mayor's money, not Miss Green's money, not her husband's money, who is being promoted after all of this misconduct. He continues to get promoted. And he's cost the city over $80,000, not counting legal fees. And they don't want you to know all of this. They don't want you to know. I've heard so many stories from residents here about the retaliation by the Berwyn Police Department, the profiling, and the constitutional rights violations. Why would you reward a police officer who has cost you $80,000 of your money? Why? Because it's her husband. That's why. It's nepotism. How do I know? Because your police chief has 7 workers. 7 of his family members work for the city of Berwyn, accumulating over $250 an hour. 7 of his family members work for the city. Again, nepotism. Why would the mayor and the city administrator hire a corrupt cop who brutalizes people, who violates their constitutional rights? Why would you do that? Do you reward bad behavior in the city of Berwyn? This is corrupt, tyrannical behavior and constitutional rights violations.
So you're publicly calling me corrupt.
I publicly called you corrupt many times,
You're
Mayor.
publicly calling me corrupt.
I have publicly called you corrupt many times.
Take the FBI and prove your facts because half your facts are wrong. Thank you very much.
So $80,000? Oh, a mariachi band can play here for 5 minutes straight, but I can't talk?
Because they're entertaining, you are not.
Because I'm exposing you and your city administrator.
So what?
I have the proof right here. Anybody want to look at the invoices? They won't even give me any more invoices because the city clerk says it's undue burden. That's how many invoices there are.
Contact the FBI.
How ready to contact the FBI
Go
for?
ahead, investigate.
Go back to New Jersey.
Why would...
No, let
Again.
the man. Hey, let the man talk. Let the man talk.
So you
got
got
that
that
freedom.
$1,000 of your money? Right?
I don't know.
Police misconduct?
Him.
Police misconduct. And that's just one. That's just her husband. Add up everybody else. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did I get my facts wrong on that, Mr. Mayor? Did her husband that you promoted not cost the city over $100,000?
Doesn't have to do with her.
Can I say that, Tim? It has to do with her because she's part of your administration, and you keep promoting a cop who had misconduct on his record.
Accusing people of being corrupt
Why do you?
with done nothing.
Why do you promoting a bad officer?
Then blame me for that. She had nothing to do with that.
It's her husband.
It's not nepotism. Look up the word.
I went and looked up the definition for you, Mayor, since your vocabulary seems to be lacking, but let me give you some real-world examples. There are currently 8 Simaglias working for the city of Berwyn. 4 of those 8 at the police department, where Michael Simaglia happens to be the police chief. How about another example, Mayor? Not only did City Administrator Ruth Ciaba Green's husband, David Green, get promoted to division commander despite costing taxpayers over $80,000 in several federal civil rights lawsuits, I also recently found out that there is yet another Green that works for the police department, Sergeant Joseph Green. That, Mayor, is the definition of nepotism, and you should familiarize yourself with the word because the city is running rampant with it.
It's nepotism. Your police chief. 7 family members work for the city.
And he doesn't have 7 family members working for the city.
Well, that's the last time I checked on the FOIA request.
And yeah,
And the mayor doesn't promote his officer.
Okay, yes, but they're approved by the mayor, by the council, and he has documented costing this city and taxpayers. I don't understand why taxpayers would want to foot the bill. You're not paying it. She's not paying it. Her husband's not paying it. They're paying. And you're paying, and they're paying to defend this lawsuit against me when you know you're wrong. I did nothing wrong. I came here and recorded peacefully.
you made your statement.
I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
Thank you. Anybody else for open forum? Yes, sir.
And I hope that they vote you out of office soon. I'm supporting all of your political opponents.
I can understand it.
Yep.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate this country. I appreciate the city for an opportunity to speak. I do want to thank you for allowing Mr. Reyes to speak, despite the fact that he may not say things that we all agree with, specifically, especially the government. I do ask everybody in here in the city to look up why Mr. Reyes is up here a little bit upset. Right? He came in here under legal First Amendment rights to speak. And I'm afraid that this government charged under the charter of the Constitution to allow him to speak, he was thrown out with a bunch of excuses. He's got a reason to be up here. Now, if you say that everything says it's 100% correct, that's true about every human, right? We're not all going to be 100% correct. There might be something that he misread or misjudged or misunderstood. However, the premise of the underlying cause by Mr. Reyes, by the way, whoever said go back to New Jersey, you know what that reminds me of? Go back to Mexico. This is America.
That's exactly what it was about.
We all have the authority, the right,
It's America.
the supreme law of the land to come and voice our grievances against our government. So whether it's New Jersey, or whether it's Berwyn, or Chicago, or Dalton, I woke up in America, folks. We can speak out against our government if we want, right? This isn't communist country, not yet at least, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. But that attitude, I don't know who said it. I heard somebody say, by the way, those flashes of women, I thought none of us agreed with racism. I thought none of us agreed with all these negative connotations. Well, that's the same exact language. That's the same exact ideology, right? I don't care where he's from. He's an American. He's standing up for what he thinks his rights are. And you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That shows a love and loyalty for this country. And whether or not, Mr. Mayor, if you won't get Chicago, I thought, man, if we're lucky, we're going to move to Cicero one day. I thought Berwyn, never. That's where the rich people live. Okay? But I'm grateful to live in this city. I am. Does it have failures? Oh, a whole heck of a lot of them. He's got a huge long list that we need to take serious. And you know what? Every city has failures and faults that they need to take serious. Every single one of them. I was on Facebook group. Somebody said, what does Berwyn need? I said, bring back all the Republicans.
Yeah.
Right? And you can imagine a whole bunch of people started complaining, and I just started spouting out some facts. Okay? There hasn't been one day in my lifetime where I haven't been controlled by Democrats. Not one day. Now you say, what's wrong with Democrats? What's wrong with Republicans? But the ideologies that continue here for decades, there's something wrong with that. And if it was Republicans that have had control from this state for 60 years as an example, I'd say, hey, it's time for change. Let's have some change. But the same party over and over again, the same people over and over again, that breeds corruption. That breeds some stranger coming in here with his First Amendment rights, saying, hey, I want to take a look around. This is America. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't belong here. Oh, let me make up some new rules. Oh, I felt offended that you were here. Oh, I felt insulted. Oh, my safety's in danger. Let me sign something, get you in trouble. Because as an American, I don't agree with your right to record me. Okay? So, once again, thank you. I appreciate so much the time. I do love this city despite of its flaws, but I love this country despite its flaws, right? And I do love the fact that we get to come up here, tell you, Mr. Mayor, what we think. I do appreciate your work. I'm not very heavy into politics, right? But at the end of the day, I do want to caution this city and this state, men like Mr. Reyes back there, all he's doing is standing up for his rights. And instead of us trampling on them and fighting for who's wrong, that underlying message that he has to give us, we don't exercise our rights, we lose them. We don't understand our rights. If our police officers, who we love, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff, it's all true, but at the same time, if they don't understand our rights and recognize our rights, and throw us in jail because we're filming and somebody offended for whatever reason or another, is there any credibility who Mr. Reyes says, I don't know. You're 100% right, Mr. Mayor. We should look into it. You're 1,000% right. Right? Because you got mayors like the one in Dalton. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I do nothing wrong. That ideology, because I'm in power, you prove it. You prove it. Well, we get to speak. Doesn't matter if we're from New Jersey or not. This is America. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.